Hi, how are you guys doing today? It's Kim Reads Urantia, and we're going to start here with a little bit from Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey. This selection is April 12th here. This is written by Andrew Harvey himself, inspired by Mirabai Starr. And Mirabai Starr is, of course, a contemporary spiritual author and spiritual conference guru kind of person. I think she's a very gifted, enlightened person. But this was not written by her. It was inspired by her. So, okay. Lit up from within by your sacred fire, Mother, let my heart become a sanctuary for all the helpless and desolate and broken. Mother, teach me to serve all beings ceaselessly as you do, serenely smiling through tears of blood. Okay, first of all, I love whenever we talk about the divine feminine, it's like my heart goes, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've had millennia of, the divine masculine just totally taking precedence and the feminine being subordinate, and here we're referencing directly the divine feminine, so it's awesome. Okay, so and also this is so beautifully illustrates the essence, I think, of divine mother love, right? The helpless and desolate and broken, let my heart be a sanctuary for all those children that are broken, that I may heal them. And I smile at them. I smile through tears of blood. So I that's sacrifice, that I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the sake of healing others. I'm serenely smiling through tears of blood. So those hurt and wounded children will lash out, will hurt me. They will. And I am strong enough to bear that and to calm them. Just hold them, hold that, and let that little firecracker burn out and absorb whatever damage that is, so that there can be healing. Now there's instances, of course, here where you're taking on, all of us mothers take a bite off more than we can chew, try to heal somebody that isn't going to be healed. But that's a part of learning, of our learning about our own capacities, our own weaknesses, and where we can improve this expression of the divine feminine. I love that. I think that's beautiful, and there is sacrifice involved in that, and it's willing sacrifice. Just like every mother will sacrifice for her child. My child will eat before me. And even in when they're in the womb, the child is in the womb, the body will provide for the nutritional requirements of building that child before, that will be first, before the woman's own requirements of rebuilding her own body maintaining her own body will be satisfied. So that's why, women have problems with osteoporosis. I'm experiencing some of that, we yeah, because I've had children, and the bones go from my body, that tissue goes to the child to build their bones. That's why it's so important that women get enough calcium in their later years. But anyway, okay, that's a little bit off the point, but you get the idea here. Okay, so I'm going to read here from the foreword here, part 7, the Supreme Being. Okay. The deity mechanism of the master universe is twofold as concerns eternity relationships. God the Father, God the Son, and God the Spirit are eternal, are existential beings, while God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and God the Absolute are actualizing deity personalities of the past, of the post-Habona epochs, in the time-space and the time-space transcended spheres of master universe evolutionary expansion. Okay, these actualizing deity personalities are future eternals from the time when and as they power personalize in the growing universes by the technique of the experiential actualization of the associative creative potentials of the eternal paradise deities. Deity is therefore dual in presence, existential, as in the God the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Existential, beings of eternal existence, past, present, and future, all at the same time. Okay, like like this. I don't know, what is the serial? I'm thinking of the serial processor and the digital process. I don't know anything about computers. But there's one, the where everything is all at the same time. That's existential. And two, experiential, beings actualizing in the post-Habona present, but of unending existence throughout all future eternity. So that's the linear experience. So it's both existential and experiential. The Father, Son, and Spirit are existential in actuality, though all potentials are supposedly experiential. The Supreme and the Absolute, the Supreme and the Ultimate are wholly experiential. The deity absolute is experiential in actualization, but existential in potentiality. The essence of deity is eternal, but only the three original persons of deity are unqualifiedly eternal. Okay, so the essence of deity is eternal, but only the Father, Son, Spirit are unqualifiedly eternal. So the other ones have some qualifications. They're eternal, sure, but with some conditions. All other deity personalities have an origin, but they are eternal in destiny. Okay, so only the Father, Son. Okay, so all the other deities have an origin. Okay, Father, Son, and Spirit don't have origin, even though we talk about the Father giving birth to the Son, and the Son and the Father giving birth to Spirit, whatever. But that's all kind of happening always at the same time. It's always going on like that. Having achieved existential deity expression of himself in the Son and the Spirit, the Father is now achieving experiential expression on hitherto impersonal and unrevealed deity levels as God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and God the Absolute. But these experiential deities are not now fully existent. They are in the process of actualization. I know God the Supreme is in the process of actualization. I kind of understand that. God the Ultimate, I relate to thought forms. And God the Absolute is kind of above thoughts. Right? Okay, God the Supreme in Havona is the personal spirit reflection of the triune paradise deity. This associative deity relationship is now creatively expanding outward in God the Sevenfold and is synthesizing in the experiential power of the Almighty Supreme in the grand universe. Paradise deity, existential as three persons, is thus experientially evolving in two phases of supremacy. While these dual phases are power personality unifying as one Lord, the Supreme Being. Okay, so the personal spirit reflection of the triune. Okay, so this God the Supreme is the reflection of the triune paradise deity. So it's like I'm picturing 3 points here, and they're all like laser beaming zoom on one point somehow. I don't know. Right? Or going through some kind of lens. Okay, this associative deity relationship is now creatively expanding outward in God the Sevenfold. Okay, so now I'm seeing how like God the Supreme is kind of like the lens is going through, and it splits up into 7 different, the rainbow, right, of God the Sevenfold, because that's ministry to us. It's like a staircase, okay, and is synthesizing in the experiential power of the Almighty Supreme in the grand universe. Okay, synthesizing. Okay, so this is expanding, coming into God the Sevenfold, and so then we have this ladder building up to God, right? I think. Okay. How does paradise deity as 3 persons is experientially evolving in 2 phases of supremacy? Okay. 2 phases of supremacy, which is like what? Existential and experiential. Okay. 3 persons evolving in 2 phases, or the phase that goes through to the Supreme Being, whether it's there, it's going through into the Supreme Being, and there it's splitting up into the 7. That's 2 phases, dual phases. You know what? I don't know. That's just what I'm visualizing. That's just what I see. I see 3 points converging on a lens that's like the Supreme Being here, right? And then that splits into 7, God the Sevenfold. And then that makes a ladder through which the ascending suns and descending suns can go and connect here. Okay, I'm going to move on. That's as far as I can get with that. Okay, the Universal Father achieves free will liberation from the bonds of infinity. Yeah. And the fetters of eternity by the technique of trinitization, threefold deity personalization. Yep, the Supreme Being is even now evolving as a sub-eternal personality unification of the sevenfold manifestation of deity in the time-space segments of the grand universe. Wow. Okay, let's try to unpack that. Okay, threefold deity personalization. Okay, sure, I got that. The Supreme Being is even now evolving as a sub-eternal personality. So this has an origin, but probably not an ending. Sub-eternal personality unification of the sevenfold manifestation of deity. Okay, because then the sevenfold, those seven, that's a pathway, remember? Because that it's not a one-way street. It's a two-way thing. So the experiences of the creatures come up here, up the path of the sevenfold, and feed their positive, their information, their experiences into the Supreme Being. Is now evolving as a sub-eternal personality unification of the sevenfold manifestation of deity and the time-space segments of the grand universe. That's beautiful. Okay, good. Oh, you know what? And I'm thinking about, okay, this E8 thing. There's this thing called E8. And that's like how they think that's what reality is. E8. Okay, it has to do with like the three, this is what they found. This is science. I'm not even kidding. This is like science geometry. Okay, reflection of a three-dimensional thing, reality through a lens here and is reflected in 8. Although this is the seventh fold here. The eighth aspect is, I don't know, maybe that's, I don't know, something in geometry or something, but it's E8. I'm going to look that up just a second. Okay, because I know I heard about I look at it, but you know what? I kind of half understand these things. But this is what they're saying. Like they're saying, like how many dimensions? Like they talk about 3-dimensional reality and 8-dimensional reality, and they can make these not a polyhedrons that are based on the shadow of a. It's so ridiculous. It's so nuts. But you know that thing. I know I'm not making sense now. I've got all these things in my mind right now. I'm kind of excited. Okay, so there's that ancient Egyptian symbol, that sphere with looks like it's got all these little flowers on it. There's triangles. They're all split up into triangles, and each triangle has a circle, around the vertices of each triangle, and it makes this big thing. And that's what it has to do with. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. God dang it. Look up E8 and it'll tell you about that. Just E and the number 8 here. E8, it's a big deal. Here, E8 mathematics. Here, I'm looking it up now. It's this big thing here. It's math and science here. Yeah, and it has to do with like reality videos here. There's this chick like E8 lattice theory. Okay. Yeah, and there's this one chick that talks about it. This woman, I don't know what her name is, but she's in a documentary video like what is reality or something like that, and they're trying to explain it, and I kind of get some of it, but it's like for really, people smarter than me, which is a lot, but they're finding out that how you can get all these other dimensions. I'm going to go keep reading. I know that's long. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to keep going now. Okay, the Supreme Being is not a direct creator, except that he is the father of Magiston, but he is a synthetic coordinator of all creature creator universe activities. Okay, so he's the father of Magiston, and Magiston is the energy of reflectivity. So that is this reflection energy of like, you are my mirror. I see myself in the whatever reality I'm trying to create or something like that. Okay, so that's an important feature of the universe and how we communicate with deity and stuff, right? And how deity communicates with us, right? So this is so wild. It gets to this stuff. It's just like, okay, so the Supreme Being, because it's at that lens point, right? I'm thinking about optics and reflectivity, the father of Magiston. The Supreme Being now actualizing in the evolutionary universes is the deity correlator and synthesizer of time, space, divinity. Okay, because from that Supreme Being springs that staircase of the sevenfold, right? Right? Okay, the Supreme Being now actualizing in the evolutionary universes is the deity correlator and synthesizer of time, space, divinity, the triune paradise deity in experiential association with the supreme creators of time and space. So this is kind of the focal point of the triune paradise deity, God the Son and the Spirit, right? And they're associating with what goes down on here in time and space, and with the creators of time and space. And creators is capitalized, so that must mean creator sons. Okay, so those creator sons who go and create time and space and mobilize these little universes, that energy is focalized through the Supreme Being. When finally actualized, this evolutionary deity will constitute the eternal fusion of the finite and the infinite. The fusion of the finite and the infinite, which is kind of like the thought adjuster fusing with my finite self, and I've got my infinite thought adjuster. So that's happening inside of me too on a lower scale. When finally actualized, evolutionary deity will constitute the eternal fusion of the finite with the infinite, the everlasting and indissoluble union of experiential power and spirit personality. What a beautiful moment that will be. Okay, all time, space, finite reality, under the directive urge of the evolving Supreme Being, is engaged in an ever-ascending mobilization and perfecting unification, power, personality synthesis of all phases and values of finite reality in association with varied phases of paradise reality, to the end and for the purpose of subsequently embarking upon the attempt to reach absolute levels of super creature attainment. An ever-ascending mobilization and perfecting unification. Okay, so we're on this road to getting to our very best, to the highest absolute levels of super creature attainment. Okay, let's go there, guys. Hey, we're on. All right, I'm down for it. Okay, yeah. This has been just awesome. Okay. Let's quit there while I'm still, yeah, okay. Stuff makes me dizzy, but it's great. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being with me today. Have a great one. Okay.